So I was saying that why do you want to get married? I was saying, why do you want to get married? If we don't deal with your motive, even your prayer points will be off. So many people are praying desperately. Oh God, give me a husband, give me a wife. The question is why? Why do you want to get married? If you are trying to get married for selfish purposes, and like I said, that's why I'm happy that you even came out to invest. Because it wouldn't be fair if only I invested my air ticket, invested in paying for auditoriums, invested in studying the word and doing all the research. Only me invest in this relationship. I tell people that's why people have bad relationships. Because you are not considerate of the other person. You are interacting with someone and all you are doing there is receiving. There is no cost to you. If you have any friend that will never go the extra mile, never put in anything in the relationship, you can't marry that kind of person. In fact, beware of him, even with the same sex. Don't even go near him or her. They are takers. They are leeches. They never give to any other person. Have you met people like that before? Their slogan is, what's in it for me? They won't do anything except they will gain something. When you are that inconsiderate, there's no way your marriage is going to work. One guy greeted me at the airport. I know he will have problems in his marriage. Because he said, he greeted me at the airport. He said, Pastor K, I'm your fan. Hey, I love you. And he shook my hand. He slapped my hand. Pow! Ah! I said, if you slap my hand and you love me, I wonder what you do to somebody. I said, you are too inconsiderate. You can't have a good marriage. Because on a serious note, that's what it takes for marriage to work. You being considerate of the other person. It's not all about you. Many of you, if you check why you want to marry, it's selfish. Oh God, I'm lonely. I'm tired. I'm cold. You see, all your prayer is I. You're not going to have a good marriage. Because when you come to marriage, it's about serving another person. This is why marriages are struggling. Because your head is so intoxicated with what you are going to get. You can't wait because you are going to get all you can all you get, and sit on the can. You're going to get all you can. You're going to can all you get, and you will sit on the can. But unfortunately, you're going to be very disappointed because the person too is coming to thinking of what you will give. But you are not prepared to give. Because, you see, we tell people love is not enough. You must prepare. Preparing to give. Preparing to serve. Preparing for marriage is very important. People come to remarriage with high expectation but low preparation. High expectation but low what? Preparation. So you must prepare. Prepare. Prepare to serve. If you're in a good church like this or any church you attend, please serve in the unity in your church. It helps you. Serve in your community. Serve somewhere. It helps you prepare. Because in marriage, what we do is serve each other. So if you can't serve, you're going to struggle in marriage. Because that's what it's about. It's about service. You're learning how to serve other people. Even when they don't appreciate you. That's preparing you for what? Marriage. Prepare. It's important you prepare. Second thing, what's your perspective? Love is not enough, your perspective is important. The first thing I said is love is not enough, your preparation is important. Second thing, love is not enough, your perspective is important. What do you think marriage is? Do you think it's two people? Oh man, the kind of things I hear these days. I mean, people are applying to get married and they are already saying we must sign prenup. I know it's common now in these days, in this part of the world. And look, I understand that there's craziness. I get it. But I'm more concerned that you already know from beginning that you don't trust this person. I heard a story yesterday. Somebody said, oh, my auntie, she was very rich. And she was going to marry, and everybody told her, do sign prenup. And truly, the marriage didn't last for up to 2 years. I said, you see, everybody knew that thing was a scam. But they would rather take that risk than say no from beginning. Look, it's better to be single and happy than to be married and unhappy. Don't let anybody pressure you into a whack marriage. Better to be single and happy. If you say you can't trust who you marry with your money, what you are saying, because people say, I want to sign prenup, I want to keep my money aside, I want to hide my money with this, I want to do this. I say, so you you can't share your money, but you can share a bed. So in other words, you can't even share, you can't share your money, but you can share children. Do you see your sense of priority has issues? Because you can't trust this man with your money, but you can trust him with your kids. You're a ritualist. Because you're sacrificing children to get money. That's what you are. You're a ritualist. It sounds funny, but that's who you are. Because in your mind, valuing your money is more important than valuing your children. Because when you choose a husband, you're not only choosing a husband for yourself, you're choosing a father for your children. When you choose a wife, you're not only choosing a wife for yourself, you're choosing a mother for your children. So you're saying, I don't care who the mother of these kids are, as long as my money is safe. You're a wicked person. You're a twisted person. You want to keep your money safe. And people think it's a good thing. And even men not support themselves. They say, correct, you hide your money. You should be more bothered about leaving your kids with this person than even leaving your money with them. If you value life. Unfortunately, you value your money more. You don't even value your kids. You don't even value your own life. You're putting your life at risk, but you're putting your money in a safe. Because when you marry somebody, that's the first person that can kill you. They can poison you. They can press you with pillow in the night. I watch American crime channels a lot. Those real crime channels where there's a real crime and they investigate. 99% of the time, when somebody's spouse dies, as you're still crying, oh, God, my husband Joe is gone. Oh, the police people are there, so Sergeant so-and-so and Inspector so-and-so. So, sorry, madam, we're so sorry for your loss. Where were you by 2 p.m. today? Because you are still the number one suspect. And they will still ask you that day where you were. So can you come to the station and just visit us? You are the number one suspect. And a lot of times, that partner has something to do with the death. So you are risking your life, but your money is in a safe. So if you die, what happens? You are keeping your money safe, but you want to put your life in the hand of somebody you don't trust. That can kill you easily. That knows your whole schedule. Can mess your life up. You see how warped our world is. We have overvalued money. It's showing in the marriages. Are you here, somebody? What's your perspective about marriage? Marriage is a covenant where two join together permanently. Number 3, love is not enough. Your prayer is important. So I've said love is not enough. Your preparation is important. Love is not enough. Your perspective is important. There are some people that, if they don't see abuse in a marriage or relationship, they don't feel loved. If the guy is not insulting them, or the girl is not taxing them, collecting money from them, they don't feel they're okay. And number 3, love is not enough. Your prayer is important. It's still important to pray before you get married. Please pray. There are so many times that everything will look okay, and it's God that will tell you it's not okay. There are some times when everything doesn't look so okay, and God will tell you it's okay. Do you know Pastor Mildred said she was not physically attracted to me when she married me? I told her she wasn't wearing her glasses. She said she did. She wasn't sure. She wasn't sure she should marry me. That I didn't look, like, in fact, all the things, and I tell women, you guys should be careful of all the imaginations you have. Because she knew what she wanted. She didn't want a guy that was hairy. She didn't want a guy that was fair. She didn't want a guy that was a pastor. And she didn't want a guy that was Igbo. And there are a lot of you that have those ideologies. I don't know where you got it from. Oh, I don't want to marry someone from this country. I don't want to marry someone from that place. I don't want to marry someone that is a pastor. I don't want to marry someone that is short. You have all kinds of ideas that are baseless, mostly. That have no bearing in the happiness of the marriage. So sometimes prayer helps you sieve through the wrong things you have in your head. Prayer can help you do that. God does a surgery to your mind and your heart when you are in prayer. So you can now see better. Are you here, somebody? So one of the prayers my wife prayed then was that God bypass my emotions and do what is right for me. And I'm here. I'm here. God answered that prayer and saved her life. Because by now she wouldn't have been here. So there are times you need to pray. So the girl looks fine, you like her shape and everything, but still pray. God will open your eyes and say, no, this is not where I'm taking you to. Sometimes the guy looks okay and God says, no. You are acting out of fear. This is impatience. This is not what you want, but you are afraid somebody else might not come. So you want to manage this one. Forever is a long time to manage. Forever is what? A long time to manage. I'll close by saying this. How do I know I'm now ready for marriage? How do I know I should even get married? Well, we need to know the purposes of marriage to know if I'm praying for the right person and I'm praying for the right motive. There are 7 biblical purposes of marriage. I will touch them, just run through them, then we'll pray this morning. There are 7 biblical purposes of marriage. And let me just tell you now, just like a car, just having one part of a car doesn't mean you have a car. For instance, if you have the tires of a car, tire is a part of a car, but tires on their own is not a car. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you have the steering wheel of a car, it's part of a car, but it's not a car in itself. So these 7 purposes are all important. You can't have 2 of it and say you have a marriage. And for those of you that are married, it's a good way to even check if we are doing it right. You can score your partner and score yourselves how well we're doing. If you're single, you can also score yourself to know if I'm psychologically ready for what I want to enter. Because that's where people fail. People fail in the level of preparation they even have before they start. I've shared the story many times how I did a long distance race in my school. And I didn't prepare. Long distance race. I joined, there were 3 guys that always represented the school in long distance. When I went to Kenya, they appreciated the story because they are all runners in Kenya. I told them in Kenya, I didn't even know that they have cars. I thought people run everywhere they want to go. Because that's what we see in Kenya, they just run. So I was surprised that they actually have cars in Kenya, guys. They drive. I thought you just run. So I want to go to school, just run. I'm going to the airport, just wear your sneakers, just run. So when I shared the story, they could appreciate it because they are all runners. 3 guys represented the school long distance race. I wanted to break the 3 and remove one of them so that I would be part of the 3. The difference is that the 3 guys, they wake up early in the morning before 6 o'clock, go to the field and run and time themselves, come back and get dressed and go to school. Me, I wake up 10 o'clock. And the first thing I do is to smoke. And sit down with my useless friends. And ask them, how will I win this race? I found out in life, you can't successfully fail without useless friends. Some of your biggest problem in life is who is advising you. You want to marry a fool, and you now ask on that useless friend. They say, marry life, that's how we all do. Just manage it. I've discovered people giving other people very bad advice. Very bad. Say, you are doing too much. Which one is premarital sex? All of us are doing premarital sex. Which one is prayer? All of us are just marry. Hide your, bad advice. And you will learn that in life you'll be alone when the chips are down. So my useless friends, we sat down and said, how are we going to do this 1,005? They say we should measure the dormitory. Wall to wall. How many times do I need to touch the wall to become 1,005? They counted it for me. Useless friends. Say touch 7 times, it becomes 1,005. So every morning I'll go to wall, and they will time me. And the day for the real race came. I was very popular in school. So when we all came, all my friends were shouting, Kinzo, Kinzo, Kinzo. The whole school, everybody loved me. Kinzo. On your marks. Set. Go. I took off. And my plan was to follow the guy that always comes first, so that I'll come second. You know a failure by his goals. He's not planning to succeed. He's planning not to fail. So I followed the guy closely. First lap, I was coming second. My dream was coming to pass. Second lap, I was coming second. And all the school were shouting what? Kinzo, Kinzo, Kinzo. That's when I knew that your supporters don't matter in life. If you are not prepared. It doesn't matter how many people are supporting you. That's why in weddings these days, I'm not too excited if I don't know if the couple have done counseling or not. Please don't play with premarital counseling. Because now we focus on, people even choreograph their dance. The couple have time to go and learn the choreographed dance. Do pre-wedding shoot, do wedding, do all these things. They even have different outfits. From the church to reception to night party. But these guys have not done one session of premarital counseling, not read one book together on marriage. But everybody's clapping for them. Woo, woo, woo. I don't care about those things. I'm worried about them. Because the wedding and the marriage are different. The wedding is a ceremony. The marriage is a covenant. This guy is getting hinged forever. The wedding is a few hours. The marriage is for life. The wedding is for people. The marriage is for only 2 of you. These people will all go home. 2 of you will be stuck together with the real life issues. So I'm not excited about supporters anymore. I need to know if are you prepared for what you're entering. Kinzo, Kinzo. By the second lap, I I was coming second. My dream, I was getting near my dream. I didn't know that in long distance race, they increase speed at the third lap. That people save their energy, then when it's the final lap, they unleash. I didn't know. I was using my whole energy to survive these 2 laps. When we hit the third lap, they blew the whistle, boop, and all those guys took off. Last lap, I wanted to follow them. My heart said, if you try it, you will die here today. I was just smoking in dormitory. I never practiced smoking. I wanted to go. My heart said, don't do it. Don't do it. The only thing that saved me was that there was bush at one end. So immediately we hit that end. I just ran straight into the bush. I went to sit down and farm myself. The 3 continued the race and finished. And I waited for everybody to go home. Only my useless friends waited for me when I came out. So what are the 7 purposes of marriage biblically? I'll run through them quickly and just mention the scriptures quickly. Number 1, God created marriage for us to complement each other. Complement with an E. For us to complement each other. There's a reason why men and women are different. Or let me even say opposite. Unfortunately, we live in a world where they are trying to constantly tell us that we are the same. You need to know where that is going. It sounds logical sometimes, but you need to understand it's an attack on family. Because the whole design of marriage, our strength is not in our similarities, in our difference. If we are all similar, then one of us is not important. You are not a spare. Are you getting what I'm saying? There's a reason why we are made differently. Why everything about a man and a woman is different. Because we complement each other. There are about 3 or 4 levels of differences that are important. The first one is gender, which is male and female. The second one is even personality. We complement. So let me deal with personality first. This is why talkers marry listeners. 2 talkatives don't marry. They never like each other because they will both leave home saying, leave the date saying, this guy didn't allow me talk. So they usually don't find each other attractive. So, but talkers love listeners. Because all the thing he has to say, he will say it, and listener will just say, 2 listeners, 2 don't like each other. Have you seen 2 listeners on a date before? It's very horrible. Say, how are you? Say, I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. How are we? They have nothing to talk about. So they say it was boring. That date was boring. 2 listeners don't like each other. Spenders are attracted to savers. Spenders are attracted to savers. Jovial people are attracted to reserved people. That's how it happens. In fact, they found out about moody people. They found out that only on few occasions will 2 joyful people marry. Only very few times will 2 joyful people marry. That more times, moody people marry joyful people, more times. Then, almost never do 2 moody people marry. So they said, moody people are not foolish, they are just sad. What does that mean? They are not foolish enough to marry each other. That even though they are moody and sad, they know that I need someone different. Because 2 moody people can't marry. So, as moody as they are, they say they are not foolish. They're not going to marry themselves. Say, you are too moody, please move. Go else. Let's look for joyful people. So the difference in personalities, and most times these differences, they first attract us, then they now frustrate us. When you now enter the relationship, it's frustrating. The guy that greets everybody in church that you liked, because you were quiet, he greets everybody. When you now marry, you now find out you have to wait for him after church. Because he has to still greet everybody. And you'll be like, must you greet everybody? You talk too much. And he too will now say, you are too quiet. You just sit here. This is where you came, you start in the morning, this is where you are in the afternoon. It begins to frustrate. The spender first liked the saver, and the saver first liked the spender, but after a while, the spender will be like, you don't you ever spend? And the saver will be like, you don't you ever save? And it sounds funny, but those are the things that break homes sometimes, when the differences start clashing. Can you guess who is the spender in my family? You guys don't love me. I'm not coming to order again. Oh man, I was a spender. Mega spender. I make a lot of money, but I spend more. My wife is an incredible saver, annoying saver. No matter what's going on, my wife has money. I didn't even know initially. It was just that sometimes when I finish all my money, I need 100,000 naira. I say, I need 100,000. She said, how much do you need? 100K. She said, I have. I said, you have money in this house? I thought we are all broke. No, she's not. She always has money. I've told Nigerian government, stop borrowing from China. Borrow from my wife. She has money all the time. She's a incredible saver. And you see the beauty of it, the reason why both of you are different is that after the first stage of attracting, second stage of frustrating, the third stage is where you alternate. You actually rub off on each other. That's where the balance comes. So the moody person becomes a bit more joyful, and the joyful person becomes a bit more calm. The organized person becomes a bit more spontaneous, and the spontaneous person becomes a bit more organized. The real reason why you attracted yourself is to complement. So now, my wife spends more because she never spent before. She can window shop but never buy. How much is that thing? $20. Okay. How much is that thing? And she said, yeah, I went shopping today. She bought nothing. She bought nothing. But me, if I enter a mall, the first store, I'll buy everything. So now I save more. And now she spends more. So it brings a balance. You see, your own way of seeing things and doing things is not the only way. That other person will rub off on you a bit and bring some. If you are too organized, there are certain times in life you need spontaneity. And that's why your partner is there. If you are too quiet, there are times you need somebody that can talk. You have visitors that have come from far to visit you, but you can't talk. You just go, honey, please come, please come. Come and talk to my guests. Because you can't talk to them. You have no gist. There are people that can talk to anybody. You met those guys? Can talk to anybody. So there are times in their marriage, you will need the strength of the other person. You now alternate. So now we save. Because I put my wife in charge of the money. After I found out she always has money, I said, now be in charge of the money. So now we always have money. I save more now. She spends more now. So it brings a balance. The first purpose of marriage was to complement. When the first marriage wasn't built on love. It didn't say, why it's not good for a man to be alone or it's not good for a man to be lonely. Let me find him a lover. Was that what they said? They said, let me find for him what? A helper. It was function. It was functionality. Not romance, not love. Function. A helper. So when you understand that I'm sent to this man's life to help him realize his dreams. I'm sent to this woman's life to help her be all she can be. That will change your. So when you're praying, not, oh God, give me a husband. Say, Lord, he said, oh God, give me an assignment. Make me the kind of man that can cultivate a woman and bring out the best in her. As a man, you're a cultivator and a beautifier. As a woman, you are an incubator and a fertilizer. So when the man marries you as a woman, you multiply his success. The same thing when a woman marries you as a man, also you cultivate her. All her potentials comes out. You build her esteem. She must be finer when she comes to your house than when she left. She must be finer now that she lives with you. You're a beautifier. Beautify her life instead of stressing her. You can judge for yourself how your marriage is. If it's 5 years gone and she's worse now than when she came, then you are not cultivating her. You cultivate her by checking all her dreams, all the things she wants to be, and make sure she becomes them. My wife, when she first came, she didn't want to drive. I taught her how to drive. She learned how to drive, but because I was always in the house, and there was always somebody in the house, she never drove. So one day, it was day for service. We normally go to church together. I snuck downstairs, carried my clothes downstairs, wore it downstairs, entered a motorcycle, an Okada, and went to church. It was the night. And she was calling me, are we not going to church again? I said, I'm in church. Drive down. That's the day she learned where they put light in the car. She had to drive that day. And since that day, she has been driving well. And her dad thanked me later. I said, thank you for doing that. Because the dad said her mom, which is the dad's wife, was like that she learned how to drive, but she has never driven one day. That thank God you didn't do like me. You forced her to drive. Now my wife can drive. You cultivate her. My wife, you saw her preaching here today. Most of you enjoyed it, right? She used to dread standing on the stage. She never wanted to preach. But I knew she had a calling to preach. So I cultivated. By the time they give you a wife and come back in 5 years, and she's exactly like she is, or even worse, then you have failed as a man in your marriage. You must cultivate her. She wants to do master's degree. Then you stay with the kids that are go and do the masters. Cultivate her. She must be better than how she came. She didn't like to preach. So some Sundays, but I knew she had the calling to preach. I knew she had the capacity and the intelligence to deliver. So some Sundays when we do 3 services in our church, I'll preach the first service. And I'll say, honey, you're preaching the second service. She'll say, I know you're joking. I say, no, I'm not joking. I'll force her to do it until she got used to it. Now she's everybody all over the world. I don't know where the country we've entered that somebody's not hugging her or greeting her and say, oh, I'm so blessed, Pastor Mildred, I watch you. I'm just laughing. It's me you should be hugging. It's me you should be hugging. Cultivate her. I constantly ask her, what are your dreams? What are the things you want to do that you've not yet done? That's your job. As a man, the word husband is from husbandry. It's somebody that tends to a garden. Somebody that cultivates. You're a cultivator and a beautifier. She must look finer. Don't stress her. A man and a woman, when they go shopping, they don't share the money equally. You don't share money equally. We're going shopping. Oh, we're doing everything 50-50. No good marriage is 50-50. It's 100-100. But when it comes to shopping, let her take 80. You take 20. Women need more things than men. Men need only 2 shoes. 1 brown, 1 black. And 1 pair of sneakers. Everything you want to wear must go with these 3 things. It can't be more than this in life. If you want suits, you can wear jeans, you can wear native, you can wear anything, sportswear. These 3 things are okay. But women, if you say blue, there's sky blue, turquoise blue, ocean blue, blue. Bala blue. Bala blue. There's all kinds of blue. So women, and in these blues, there's open toe, closed toe, flat, heels, different things. I mean, when I got married, that's when I found out that women need separate soap for hair than the one for face. They have another soap for face, another one for body. Soap, then they have one for leg. Then when they finish having their bath, the cream for hair is different from cream for face, different from cream for hand and cream for body and cream. What? That's expensive. Men need only 1 soap. 1 bar soap to wash your hair, wash your car, wash your clothes, and bath. 1 bar soap. We'll do solve all the problems. The average man's haircut, I don't know how much in Canada, but maybe $30, $20, whatever, for 1 haircut. That's just the Uber fee for a woman to where she's going to make her hair. She has not started spending. So a woman generally is more expensive. Cultivate her. You can't be dragging stuff with her. Tend to her. She's softer than you. A man's body is about 10 times stronger than a woman's body. There's a reason why she's created softer than you. Are you here, somebody? The gender differences are there. A man's body is stronger because a man generally works more, is more work-oriented. A woman is more family-oriented. Again, unfortunately, we are socializing ourselves out of our roles. We think that God that created it didn't know what he was doing. Look, everything in your design is created for your function. This is why women come with womb. Thank God women came with womb. If the womb was optional, there would be a big debate now. Who should bear the children? Am I correct? But thank God it's not, you can't detach it. And see, women say, oh, a woman's place is not in the home. Listen, women, we know you are good with career. You can be anything you want to be career-wise. But there's a part of you that is still strongly tied to family life. Like I told you, I'll give you science, I'll give you data, I'll give you anything you want to know. There's a part of you. That's why the first meal of the baby is attached to you permanently. It's called breast. They didn't make it detachable. You can't argue with your husband and say, you take 1. Take the baby and go. I'll keep 1. No. God said it's you I trust with the next generation. It's you I trust. What women don't realize, a lot of the way God made you is because of the kind of trust he had for you. But women by nature want to compete with men for everything. Not knowing that you are better than men. You are a helper. God put so many things in you that men didn't have. But now you are trying to degrade yourself to compete with men. That men are promiscuous. We too can be promiscuous. No, don't compete. Compliment, don't compete. Men drink. We too can drink. Men overwork. We too can walk. Look, it's good to walk. But I always say a woman should only walk when and to the level she wants to walk, not because she has to walk. She should only walk at her pace. We shouldn't give men and women the same target. I know people want to argue these things, but in Calgary, I hope I'm calling it right. In Calgary, one of the guys I met in Calgary came from Ukraine. He said when the war broke out, They said all the men from 18 to 60 must fight. Women and children, you can go. At that time, no feminist is angry. You will never hear commission. No, why must we go? Because somebody even has to take care of the kids. It's not a bad, see, it's not a lesser role. I think we need to get that. It's not a lesser role. It's just a different role. It's like saying we're in a football field and all of us want to be the goalkeeper. That you're envious. Why must that guy always be at the post? I want to stay there. No, somebody has to be the striker. Somebody has to be the defender. Somebody has to be the midfielder. Somebody get what I'm saying? It's not a lesser role that you're a woman. God gave you the womb. There's something about you that can care for another person. You were created physically so, and knowing God, He also made you emotionally so. There's something about you that cares. Women anywhere in the world will react when they see a baby. Anywhere in the world. Because they say when women see babies, oxytocin flows from them. They just have happy hormones. When men see babies, they're running. Hey, it's not mine. We don't get that reaction, but they found out women always get that reaction. Anywhere in the world, when women are proposed to, anywhere in the world, women are happy. When a woman is proposed to. Not just the woman being proposed to, but all other women. It's a federal win. It's a global win for women, for womanhood. When one woman is proposed to, you just propose to them, just say, woo! All that will say, woo, 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 woo. All women are happy. Because there's something about family that makes them happy. You never see men celebrating. When a man proposes, are you ready? Are you sure? Do you have money? Are you thinking? Men are not joyful, but women say, woo, woo, woo. And the women don't even know who proposed to the other person. It might be a foolish person, but it's an engagement ring. Woo, 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 woo. Something in them just kicks. But you see, the world is trying to tell us that men and women are the same. They are never the same. Because we always have different reactions. Men are work-oriented. They are created hard. The first men were hunters, so their body was created hard. So when they enter a place, even if shrubs and plants cut them, it doesn't hurt them. A woman's body is way, way, way softer because she can carry babies and the babies can sleep on her body. There's no way the heavyweight champion boxer female will ever beat the heavyweight champion boxer male. It's never going to happen. Because men are generally physical. And in fact, when men are stressed, the hormones that flows in them makes them work more. So I see when men are bragging with each other. So I was going to work yesterday. I was in traffic for 3 hours. The other one will say, oh, that's nice. I slept in traffic for 2 days. Men brag about work. And they found out that the more men work, the more the hormones for work. In fact, most men use work to settle down from tiredness. Say, I'm tired. Let me just answer some emails. Because the hormones that flows in them is like that. But they found out that the hormones that flows in women when they are physically stressed is cortisol and even reduces their immune system. Stresses them out. CNN released a report about 2 or 3 years ago that about 1 in 4 women want to leave their corporate jobs to spend more time at home. That even those women that are successful in corporate world all have mommy guilt. One of the wishes they all have is that I wish I spent more time with my kids. And there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you inferior. Don't compete with a man. Most men are workaholics. They don't even know why they are working anymore. Because it's an instinctive thing. You think men are working for the family. Most of them have lost their family. So why are you working? To take care of my family. But right now, you're losing your family. He doesn't care. He just wants to stay at the work. I'm just working. He's not more working for his family. If you ask him, okay, you make 1 million. So what will you do? I will invest it. So when you invest, what will you do? I will invest it. Okay, so when you invest that, what will happen? I will. He has lost track why he's even working now. That's why billionaires are losing their families, but they're getting richer. Because they can afford to go on break. But they don't even have a life anymore. Right now, they have become workaholics. So they keep staying at work, losing the kids, losing their families. Most of them don't know their kids. Forbes released a report about 3 or 4 years ago. They found out there were about 3,400 billionaires in the world. About 3,400 billionaires in the world. And they said only 11% of those billionaires are women. Only 11%. And they said out of the 11%, about 60% or so inherited the billions. So these women didn't even make this money by themselves. Then out of the remaining 40%, I think about half both inherited and made the money. That only a small portion of women made their billions from scratch. And that's not a bad thing because women are more balanced. Women know that there's a stage of life you get to an extra $1,000 will make a difference. You would rather spend that time with your kids and with your family and doing some, or just looking beautiful It takes time to look beautiful. I mean, women feel good just rubbing cream and going for spa. You see, they have more sense than men. You see, for some people, they think that's a demotion. That's wisdom. Because most men don't have that much sense to take care of themselves. They'll just keep walking. But women know that, hey, we need to cool down. Go for spa. Go for mani-pedi. Watch some other women doing makeup. I found out that some YouTube channels, that's all they do. They watch other women doing makeup. Wow. Makes no sense to men, but carry on. Women know to relax. So women know that at the stage of your life, an extra $1,000 will make a difference. It won't change your comfort. However, that time you would have used to make that $1,000, if you use that time to spend with your kids, it will make a world of difference. So women are more balanced. There are more male billionaires. Most of them on that line are divorced. So there's a trend there. So women, don't let anybody belittle you. You have a lot. You bring balance to our lives. But unfortunately now, you are competing to be like us. So we're losing families. Because now men and women are working at the same rate. Now, understand some women needed to work because they were not married, so you have to pay your bills. Or you're married to a man you can't even trust financially, or he's not even as rich as you. So I get that. But please don't lose track of your femininity. We need you. We need you to calm us down. We need you to insist that we should do family vacations. We need you to insist that we should spend time with the kids. Because if you leave guys alone, everything will fight. Everything will be work. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? There are 7 purposes. I can't go through the 7. I'll just stop with this compliment. There are 7 of them. But complementing each other is one of the major reasons. So the thing you hate so much about your husband is what you're even sent to solve in his life. He's too scattered. That's why you are there. That's why you're organized. Are you here, somebody? Complement. Our differences are meant to complement, not to compete. Are you here, somebody? Are you here, somebody? We did this book, and I'll close now. I couldn't go into the 7 purposes because it's a long story. We did this book. It's titled A to Z of Marriage. So what we did is that we broke down what love means to a man and a woman in alphabetical order. So I coached the women what love means to a man, and my wife coached the men what love means to a woman. Alphabetical order, A to Z. Because when you go to school, the first thing they teach you is alphabets. If we don't teach you alphabets, we can't teach you any other thing. So I taught the women that A for men is acceptance. Men like acceptance. If you are going to fall in love with a man or marry a man or love a man, you must be ready to give him acceptance. I'm not talking about accepting abuse or toxicity or things like that. But I mean his general demeanor, his general way of life. You must give him acceptance. This is why men love their mothers. There have always been a war between wives and mother-in-laws. And wives need to know the reason why you always have that battle is that there's something mothers give to their son that most wives struggle to give to their son, and it's acceptance. If there's one person that will support you in this life, no matter what you do, is who? Your mother. Most men know that. So they remain attached to their moms. If you kill 4 people today, among the few people we can call in this world, it's your mom. Mom, I killed 4 people. She said, does anybody else know? Take your passport and start going to your auntie in Montreal. Your mother will support you. Acceptance. For every mother, his boy is beautiful. His boy is nice. 100% acceptance. So wives are giving their husbands conditional love, but the mother is giving him unconditional love. And the wives are giving their own sons too. So your boy comes home, drops things everywhere in the house, you pick it up. But your husband drops things, he's a useless man. At your age, look at how you're keeping your things. My wife will always say, women should learn to train your children and love your husband. Not train your husband and love your children. Many women are trying to train their husband. Somebody that didn't change 35 years, you now want to marry him and 3 years change him. But his mom will always come. And with all his things scattered, he'll say, hey, this boy, you are still scattering your things, and the mom will pick it. Acceptance. Men like her. And unfortunately for women are fixers. So, see, guys, when a woman says, I want to marry you, she has made a mental note in her head of all the things she's going to change about you. Women never leave anything the same way they find it. From the day you said, she said yes. She said, this is your hairstyle, I'm going to change it. This is your dress sense, We're going to change it. Your teeth are not on the same line. We're going to file it. Women are fixers. They've made a mental note of all the things that, because the guy said, she loves me the way I am. No, she doesn't. She's planning to change you. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, because women, you are fixers. You are nurturers. You never leave anything the same way you found it. Just that if you want to change him, you must first accept him. If a man sees you as an ally, he will listen more. Most women are always usually right in their advice, but they are wrong in their communication. They want to confront the man, because women confront to connect. Unfortunately, in the world of men, men confront to conquer. I have a book on communication for men and women coming out. You need to learn. Communication is important. There was a gorilla or a chimpanzee or something like that was in a zoo and broke out. And when he broke out of the zoo, he went straight to look for one particular woman that works in that zoo. He left every other person. I went to look for that particular woman and tore her to pieces. And everybody said, I like this, I like white people. They investigate everything. If it's black people, that's the devil. Simple. We don't have to study it. We know where the problem came from. It's the devil. Let's pray and pour the blood of Jesus. But white people are going to find out why. So they brought experts. And they kept saying, why? They now found out that every day, this woman loved the chimpanzee. And every day, it comes to the chimpanzee and does, woo, woo, woo. But you see, in the animal kingdom, showing your teeth is a sign of violence. Showing your teeth, that's what animals do when they threaten each other. They show teeth. If you have seen dogs do showing teeth means I'm mess you up. I'm going to deal with you. So she comes every day and does he. So the monkey at the chimpanzee, I'm saying, oh, you talking to me? When I come out of here, I'm coming for you. So all this while, this chimpanzee has been keeping this animosity. The moment it broke out, he said, let's get it down. You were showing me your teeth last week, yeah? Show me your teeth now. So sometimes you are communicating with a good intention, but you are communicating with the wrong language. Women confront to connect, but for men, confrontation is a negative thing. It's war. You don't confront men, it's war. They will even if you are right. In the Old Testament, Pastor, we know this. In the Old Testament, when two kings say, let's meet face to face, what it means is that let's go to war. Men hate confrontation. For men is war. So if you want to talk to a man and change him, come by his side, don't come by his front. They did an experiment one time. They threw chairs in a room and scattered the chairs and threw women in the room. Women arranged the chair face to face to talk. Because women feel if we're not looking at each other, we're not talking. That's why women hate it when she's talking to you on your phone. It's annoying. She wants to knock your head. Say, look at me when I'm talking to you. Look at her. She likes face to face. They scattered the chairs again, threw men in the room. All the men arranged the chairs side by side, facing one direction. That's why most chairs in a bar, stools in a bar are like that. They're all one side, face straight. Men talk better like that when they're not looking at themselves. So if you want him to change, come by his side. First, accept him. If he eats and makes loud noises, don't say, you this bushman. No. Say, baby, I like how you enjoy your food. You say, thank you. Then you tell him, but it's rather loud. Oh. The moment he sees you as an ally, he will listen to you. Don't confront. See, men will always remember how you made them feel, not what you said. So you must learn how to communicate. If your husband comes and brings a crazy idea, say, baby, let's sell our house and buy Bitcoin. Don't say you're a fool. You're foolish. When he says, I say to him, hey, baby, you're a business guru. You're a genius. I like that you're thinking out of the box. Even though you will soon take us out of the box. Then later, start asking him questions that will make him arrive at the conclusion. But if you just shoot him down, at that time, he will stop sharing ideas. I have a full book on communication. Please look out for it when it comes out. A lot of people communicate, wondering why, we can't get along. You're communicating wrongly. Men are very interesting. If they tell you something once, your reaction matters whether they will ever talk to you again. Because we have limited words and we hate vulnerability. So if he manages to open up about anything, ladies, your reaction must be right. And I dealt with it in that book. Even if he says, I killed somebody, just say, have you buried him? Don't react. If you react, he will from that point start managing the next things he will tell you. If you hear, you kill somebody, where? You say, no, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I didn't kill anybody. You tell the guy, have you buried the guy? He won't tell you again. So you must know how to react when he opens up, all right? The book is coming out. Please look out for it on communication between men and women. All right? Because men too have to communicate to women, but I don't want to go into that. So A for men is what? Acceptance. Now, we taught the men that A for women is attention. Oh, women love attention. Women don't want attention. Women need attention. Everything about a woman is for attention. Her hair is longer. Her clothes are tighter. Her clothes are brighter. She likes attention. She spends time doing makeup. She likes attention. You cannot be spending time to talk, to listen, to communicate. You can't go AWOL all day. Even if both of you left the house together, check up on her. Throughout the day, keep in touch. Men and women communicate or talk, but for different reasons. Men talk for information. Women talk for affection. So men talk because they have something important to say. Women talk because they have somebody important to say it to. So you see, communication is different for you. So a man thinks, I don't have to call you all day. I have nothing to tell you. No, but a woman says, if I'm important, call me. But he said, I have nothing to say. Don't worry, she will have something to say. Women always have something to say. I had that issue when I was dating my wife. When we see on Monday and we're planning to see next Monday, I won't call her throughout the week. She said, why are you not calling me? Because I have nothing to tell you. And the few things I have to tell you, I'm keeping them for next Monday to discuss them. If I diss you now during the week, when you come next Monday, what am I going to be doing? She said, no, you have to check on me. Do you get what I'm saying? So women talk for a different reason than men. Women talk because you're important, not because they have something, but they can just something very relevant with you. That, hey, do you know that my colleague, Jane? Guys, you know Jane. Don't say you don't know Jane. If you say you don't know Jane, you're going to prolong that conversation. Say, do you know that my colleague Jane? Say what? Ah, Jane. Yes, I know Jane. She says, see, Jane just bought a new car, but it seems the car is having problems. Now, that information doesn't concern you as a man. You don't even care. But you must look interested and sound interested. Say, wow, what kind of car is it? Why is he having problem? Woo! Just be punctuating with wow. Woo! Woo! Because women like attention. The last man that didn't talk to his wife, or the first man that didn't talk to his wife, regretted it. His name is Adam. He allowed somebody to talk to her. Women must talk. Either you talk to her or she talks to somebody. But that talk, she will talk. And if she's talking to the wrong person, it will affect you. So take your place and do the talking. I'll just mention one more from the book. It's alphabetical order. Letter R. We taught the women, R for men is respect. Men like respect. And whenever we say these things, sometimes women don't understand. Say, all of us like respect. Not that type. There's basic respect everybody deserves. Even animals and all that, everybody likes that one. But men are generally are motivated by respect. Everything they do is about respect. They show up for their friends because it's about respect. The average man wants to even impress you because he wants you to admire him and respect him. Some men have given up trying to impress you because it seems that everything he does, no matter what he does, you are never impressed. So you must learn to appreciate him, even when he's doing the thing not exactly the way you like it. First, appreciate him for effort. Because he likes respect. And it's not just man-made, it's God-designed. It's in the scripture. Ephesians 5, God said, wives, respect your husbands. Say, husbands, love your wives. And it wasn't God trying to side with men. It was God coaching his daughters, women, that look, what unlocks your man's heart is respect. I wish more women could enter into politics. If more women enter into politics, we'll have less wars. A lot of the wars we have is respect issues. So you talk to me like that. Some men know that the way this country is treating us, if we continue like this, it will be disrespect. So they know that these guys are going to kill us. But they'd rather go and die in battle than die in shame. You see, that's how men think. They'll go and die in battle. There are some countries that have no business fighting. By their size and strength, it shouldn't lead to a fight. When I was young, I didn't know that boxers have weight. I thought any boxer can fight any boxer. So I thought, why is Sugar Ray Leonard not fighting Muhammad Ali? They are both champions. They say they are not the same weight. Because there's lightweight, there's heavyweight. If a heavyweight give lightweight a heavyweight punch, the lightweight will become death weight. It will die. I didn't know that. So that's how some countries are. There's some countries that have no business fighting, but they might fight if it's two men that are the presidents. Because one will not want to take disrespect. Would rather go and die. If it's two women that were, more women are in government and in presidency, we will not have wars. We'll just have two countries that are not talking to themselves. This country, we don't talk to that country. Give them attitudes. That's all. No fights. Men like respect. There's a woman we call the unforgettable woman in the Bible. Her name is Abigail. She met David on the way coming to destroy her family. She knelt down to talk to David and called him Lord 10 times. David has never been respected like that before. It touched his heart. All right? I'm not saying you have to kneel down, but whatever is respect in your culture to a man, make sure he has that enough from you. Because a man is fighting all his life. He wants to come home and know that he's respected and is the king of his own castle, even if it's a one-room castle with no window. You are the one that pumps up his self-esteem and pumps up his confidence. Don't kill his confidence. He's coming from a hard day of fighting and thinking and worrying, and he gets home and you are telling him, which kind of man are you? Why are we still in this small house? No. Psych him up and pump him up. He'll go out there and win the battles. Respect. David had never been respected like that before. After Abigail respected him like that, he followed her on all social media. Followed her Snapchat, followed her Instagram, followed her Facebook, her TikTok. The moment she just posted RIP for her husband, David slid into her DM and married her in a matter of weeks. She was already a married woman with children, but when her husband died, David married her quickly because he had never been respected like that. Most women don't know that. At the beginning, your shape can attract a man, but it takes your character to keep a man. That's what you need to know. David married her. Never been respected like that before. I've counseled many men. I counseled a major general. He said, I hate control. I will resist any sight of control. I said, sir, you're a general. You control people. You see, but his wife was trying to control him. Men hate those things. I've seen many men say, I can forgive adultery, but I will never forgive disrespect. I've seen men say, I would rather be divorced than be disrespected. So women don't understand it, but that's how men are wired. They don't play with disrespect. R for women. We taught the men. R for women is romance. Women like romance. It's not their fault. Look, some people say, oh, some women are trying to be difficult. Women are not trying to be difficult. Women are difficult. It's difficult being a woman is what I mean. It's difficult being a woman. Have you been in your period before? I tell you guys, have you been in your period before? Do you know what it means like for your hormones to be upside down? It's difficult to be a woman. Have you ever worn high heels for hours? And all your ankle and feet are paining you. And you have to still look cute and smile. Have you worn the heavy wig on a hot sun and you can't scratch it? You see some woman walking, say she's so elegant. She's not elegant. Her thing is holding. She's so elegant. She can't laugh. Look at her pillars. Holding everything together. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? And she's strapped everywhere. Those of you that are married know how your wife feels when she removes her wig and unstraps her bra. So it's difficult. So you have to surprise her. You have to distract her. The way a woman's mind is wired. A man's mind is like rice. Everything is 1-1. So he can deassociate work from finance, from home, from sex. Everything is separate. A woman, everything is together. Her mind is like spaghetti. They are all mixed. They all matter. Men have zero memory. That's why when you're having a serious issue with a man, his favorite words are, let's move on. Have you noticed? You are talking about something, you say, okay, I've heard. Yeah, sorry, let's move on. Because he has no memory, nowhere to store that issue. But a woman has unlimited memory. Everything that's ever happened to her is stored. That's why you must be careful how you treat her and what you say. I tell men, be careful of what you say. You have a right to remain silent. For everything you say will be used against you one day in the court of law. Women never forget. They have unlimited memory and everything. And not only that they are all stored, they are also always rotating. So something happened in the past, one day will just rotate and come to the front. And she'll start crying. So why you cry and say, what you did to me 3 years ago, I cannot. And you say, I thought I've apologized. Look, man, when that is happening, you need to know, even she doesn't know why she's crying. Don't try to talk out of it. The best thing to do whenever your wife wants to go to the past, follow her to the past. If you say, I know I messed up that time. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry. That's all you need to. If you can't say, why are you doing like this? Why are you crying? Haven't we settled it? Let's move on. If you say that, she'll say, that means you don't understand my pain. I will make you feel my pain. She will continue. Follow her to the past. Don't tell her, let's move on. The best of her to move on is for you to follow her to the past. Because you rotate. So a woman's mind is dealing with a lot. If you know how much information is coming to her mind a day, this is why sometimes you think women are temperamental. Too much details. Because the gift of details, which women have, comes with the gift of, or the challenge of pettiness. Men don't have details, so men can't even tell when there's a problem. If 10 men are in a room, they won't have a problem. They will all find where to sleep. If everywhere is scattered and there's just one line for a man to lie down, he will lie down and have a good night sleep. If a woman is in a room and is scattered, if she can't find rest until she arranges, because she's picking details, both relevant and irrelevant. Women have a full conversation with attitude without words. Women can tell somebody that's giving them vibes. That, you see the way she walked past me here? You might say, how did she walk past? Women can feel it. Women know the other women that are interested in their husband. Said, do you know how she greeted you? She just being nice. Women know that women are never just being nice. She can pick details. So the gift of details comes with the gift of pettiness. Small things will irritate you because you can notice things that a man will not notice. So when you know this is going on in a woman's brain, you see the importance of romance. You must distract her mind. Because if you don't create positive drama, she will create negative drama. But that drama must happen. So, romance helps women. Women have lived all their life fantasizing about a perfect marriage. That's why if you're a man and you never do things that make your wife be able to tell her friends, oh, see what he did for me. See what Joe did for me. See what Joe bought for me. You are depriving your wife of one of her greatest joys. Women love to be able to tell other women how great their husbands are. But you, bum boy, you are not romantic. You are just serious. Say, don't you know our financial condition? Things are tough. Thank you, Minister of Finance. Commissioner of Economics, thank you. But see, romance is not expensive. Because men think it's expensive. No, romance is doing the simple things in a special way. The simple things you were going to do, just make it special. For instance, your wife wants a new perfume. Don't just go to the store and call her from there and say, baby, I'm in the store. Which one do you want? There's Givenchy and there's Kate Spade. Which one? No. Find out the fragrances she likes by checking her normal fragrance or how she smells. If you can't find out, buy any of the latest perfumes. Women like new things. And even if you get it wrong, women are gracious. She will score you for effort. Buy the perfume. Don't just bring it home and say, hey, babe, you know you were smelling last week, so I bought perfume for you. See it here. No. Don't do that. Buy the perfume. Wrap it. When you wrap it, hide it somewhere. If she drives a lot, hide it in her car. If she cooks a lot, hide it in the kitchen. If she's in her room a lot, hide it in the room or in the parlor. Hide it somewhere. And one day she'll be doing something, she'll see something that is wrapped, and there will be a small post-it note on it. I know you will find it the way I found you. Ordinary perfume, but the way you delivered it, every time she's spraying perfume, she's smiling. Because she will remember. Women like romance. So just put creativity into the ordinary things you were going to do. Hallelujah. When we were going to give birth to my kids in the U.S., my second daughter also in the U.S., we flew with the other kids and other people that were staying with house. Got to the U.S., I settled them into an apartment. I said, I'm going back to Nigeria to do my pastoral work. And my wife said, are you going to come back before I give birth? I said, no, I'll be busy. I don't think I can. Now, I was planning to come back. But see, guys, you have to make your second coming like that of our Master Jesus Christ. Till now, nobody knows the date or the hour. He's going to surprise us. And we are his bride. You just announced that you're coming so and so day. He said, no, nobody knows the time or the hour. He will come like a thief in the night. So, I just said, I'm not coming. But I go back home after some weeks of doing ministry. I called her one day. I said, hey, baby, I'll be riding motorcycles. I ride power bikes, motorcycles with my guys. So I said, I'll be riding motorcycle today, so it means I can't call you most of the day. She said, it's fine. But I wasn't riding motorcycles. I jumped on a plane, flew to the U.S., got people to take her out of the house, entered the house and sat down. And she came back, opened the door, and saw me sitting in the parlor. She said, is this you? Throughout the week, she was touching me to be sure it was me. Put some surprise. Don't just be dry and boring. I remember her birthday one year. It was one of her special years of birthday, and she likes Joyce Meyer a lot, and Joyce Meyer was doing 30 years in ministry. And I wanted to fly her to attend that conference. And we'd never been to U.S. that time. And we had never flown business class. And I've been telling her since we were dating, even when I have not even seen airport, that I'll fly you to America business class. I've told men, look, you can't be broke and not have mouth at the same time. If you are broke, use your mouth for now, till your money comes. You know? So her birthday was coming, and I told her on the day, I said, honey, our pastor said we should go to the airport and pick somebody. She said, when did your pastor start sending you to the airport? I said, he couldn't find anybody else to send, so he said we should go. She said, okay. She had her bath and got dressed, and we got to the airport, and I told her, we're not picking anybody. I'm flying you to America business class today. And she said, I've not packed. I brought her my debit card. I said, you buy everything. When we get to America, you buy everything you need. When we get up, just be creative. Hallelujah. Be what? Creative. You'll find that in this book. Otherwise, have you been blessed this afternoon? Come on, give the Lord a big praise. Give the Lord a big praise.